What's going on, guys? Shadow Hollow here, signing and bringing you another Monster Hunter World video. And in this video, I am going over every flagship monster in the entire Monster Hunter series, starting with the first monster all the way to Iceborne. I thought this would be a cool video to do because I know there are many of you who joined us in World, and also Capcom is bringing many of these monsters inside Iceborne. If you don't know what a flagship monster is, it's basically the main monster in the release version. Capcom usually picks one monster and make that sort of the special monster of that version. I say usually because there were versions where there were more than one flagship monster, but I'll get into that later. So for example, the flagship monster for Monster Hunter World is Nergigante. So by the end of this video, you should have a bit of history on the monsters that's in the game and the ones that's coming in Iceborne. With all that said, let's start with our first flagship monster, and that is none other than Rathalos. If you're wondering why Capcom uses Rathalos in their trailers as their trade monster during their crossover with Final Fantasy, and as the monster of choice for a boss fight in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's because he was the very first flagship monster for the Monster Hunter series. I guess you could say he's pretty much the face of Monster Hunter, or he's probably just their favorite. He also had the title of King of the Skies, and if you fought him, you know why. Next we have Kushala Daora, and he came with the release of Monster Hunter 2 back in 2006. He doesn't attack you unless he's attacked, and during battle he creates these wind barriers around his body, making it difficult to attack him. That barrier, however, can be weakened by poisoning Kushala. Next up, Tigrex, the monster who has struck fear in the hearts of many veteran players, and if you played him during the beta for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, you know why. His attacks are relentless and hard to predict, not to mention his ability to cripple you with Ice Blight, which drains your stamina. This guy made his first appearance in Monster Hunter 2 and was the current flagship monster when I started playing Monster Hunter for the first time. Next up, Nargacuga. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite was an expansion of Monster Hunter Freedom 2, and this is where Nargacuga came to play. Fighting him is a bit tricky. For example, there are a few things that only work when he's in rage mode. Pitfall traps only work when Nargacuga is in rage mode, and if a hunter throws a sonic bomb when Nargacuga is in prowler stance in rage mode, it falls over and drops a shiny. So make sure you stack up on sonic bombs in Monster Hunter World. Next monster on our list is Legiacris, and even though underwater battles weren't really popular amongst players, I still remember those battles like they were yesterday. Trying to fight this electrifying monster while also trying to make sure you don't drown. Next up, Zinogre. Now since this is my favorite monster in the entire series, we gotta put some respect on his name. This guy, with his ability to charge up and basically turn into a Super Saiyan or Super Wolf and wreak havoc, was a pure joy to fight. His subspecies was even better. If they bring him into World, all I'm gonna say is watch out for his spinning tail flip. And next up, Braccio. He was basically hinted in the latest trailer for Iceborne, so basically he's confirmed for a return. This guy made his appearance in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and he was another one of my favorites. I love the perks that came with his armor set. He was definitely a unique monster. You have to watch out for his exploding slime, and when he comes in the world, bring water weapons. Next up, Gore Magala. Gore Magala made his appearance as the flagship monster for Monster Hunter 4. He was another one of my favorites. This guy used to infect hunters and monsters with that frenzy virus, and it had different effects in monsters than it did in humans. In Monster, the frenzy virus heightened aggression, speed, and strength in monsters, making them more dangerous, short-tempered, and more ferocious. In humans, once infected, a person will experience a nullification of their healing abilities, making it impossible to recover health without the aid of healing items. They also receive more damage from a frenzied monster attack. Now that I think about it, this virus is basically rabies. Next we have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and the flagship for that was Seregios. This guy was a pain to fight. He can fire his quill-like scales at attackers, as well as use his powerful feet and talons to slash and grasp prey and foes alike. Those quills used to cause bleeds, so you would need to crouch to get it off, or just eat jerky, which was difficult because he was trying to kill you the whole time you were doing that. Next we have 4 flagship monsters this time: Raizekusu, Glavenus, Gamuto, and Tamamitsune. They made their appearance in Monster Hunter World X or Monster Hunter World Generations, and it was the first time 4 flagship monsters were featured in one version. Each monster corresponds to the villages of the previous games in the series: the Poke Village, the Yukumo Village, the Kokoto Village, and the New Baruna. Next we have Valstrax and Bloodbath Diablos. These guys were added in alongside the 4 flagship monsters of the previous game for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Valstrax flies at super high speeds by discharging dragon element energy from its wings. While in rage mode, Valstrax will begin venting excessive amount of its exhaust from his head, wings, and chest, and those parts will not take any elemental damage. Plus, attacks from it at this point will most likely cause Dragon Blight. As for Bloodbath Diablos, this was known as a deviant. Deviant monsters are special monster individuals that have survived previous hunter encounters and have taken on new traits and abilities. They are known to be similar to normal monster individuals, though different and special in some ways, so they are not subspecies. They are basically normal versions of that species who have survived some kind of traumatic life event and have come back a mad monster with new traits and abilities. Compared to normal Diablos, it has way more physical strength and is way more aggressive. Red veins will appear when it's angry, but it actually has another angry state beyond this. When greatly enraged, the secreted body fluids will begin to evaporate off his body temperature, causing a steam off his body, and that evaporation causes a steam explosion, which will be a problem for anyone that is near it. Next, we have Nergigante. If you play World, this guy needs no introduction. As a matter of fact, the Arch-Tempered version of this guy was released not too long ago and is terrorizing people right now. If his spikes turn black, watch out for his dive bomb and bring earplugs. And last, we have the newest flagship monster, Velkhana, who is the flagship monster for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And as of right now, we don't really know much about this guy. We do know he uses the ice element. I can say that Velk in Latvian translate to pull in English, which may hint towards Velkhana's relationship with the flying wyverns, and why they seem to be drawn to the Hoarfrost Reach by its call, and may explain what the singing is that was in the trailer for the reveal for Iceborne. But that is all, guys. That is every flagship monster in the entire Monster Hunter World series. So you should know a little bit more about the monsters that is in the game and the monsters that is coming to Iceborne. And I just want to take this time to say thank you all for watching this video. You could have been in any other person's channel watching any other video, but you decided to spend your time here, and I appreciate that. Drop a like on the video if you see fit, and if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button for more videos that I have coming along the way. And make sure you hit the notification button to get notified for whenever I post. But that is all from me, guys. I'm Shadow Hollow, signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video.